Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we got an unboxing, one that I've told you I was going to do for a while now. I've had it for a while. I haven't unboxed it because I was saving it for you guys. But I know what it is. And we're going to have an unboxing today. Also, I just got done talking to Russell within about the last hour or so. Russell of Artisan Knives, the representative in the state of California representing Artisan Knives and CJRB. And talking about one super cool dude. He is down to earth and he's just full of information. And if you have any questions about any of the Artisan Knives, I would suggest contacting him. He is just very informative. He let me know all about the new AR RPM 9 stainless steel, powdered steel from Artisan Cutlery, and he let me know that Artisan doesn't actually make the steel. They contracted out. They came up with their own formulas, and then they contracted out to a steel manufacturer within the area that they manufacture their knives and stuff in China. And I guess a lot of the other knife companies use the same steel manufacturers also, and they make all the steels that they use in their knives. But that's one thing that he was telling me that puts them a little bit ahead of like the other manufacturers, because they come up with their own steels and a little bit more innovative and stuff. Absolutely love this knife. This is becoming one of my favorites out of all of my knives. I absolutely love it. It's a super easy knife to carry, 3.9 ounces, and it's just very efficient because the blade is very efficient. It cuts super well. The way that this grind is, it's like a high flat grind or a saber grind. You got a flat up here, and then it's beveled at the top. And then you got the flat guy right there. It's sort of like, this part's sort of like a Spyderco blade to me, the way that it's shaped and the way it is behind the edge and stuff like that. It's a beautiful blade. Absolutely love the Artisan RKO. I would say it's my favorite Artisan. And yes, I do love the blowback and I do love the waistline, but I think this one's my favorite. But anyway, we're going to check out another one and see if this one might be my favorite. But so far, this is the one I would recommend to everybody to get and try out. And these are nice whether you get the titanium version. This is the highest end version. This is a M390 with titanium handles. And this is the one I like the best. This one I personally like the best. It's a frame lock. And then they have the Contour G10 handle one. I have that one also. I don't think you guys have seen that one yet, but I have to bring that one out. The Contour G10 handle one, which I really like too because it's lightweight, but it's not a frame lock though, it's a liner lock. But these in a liner lock though, I still feel like they're safe. And so I will be carrying my liner lock versions of these too. I have carried the brass version, the brass Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive version that I have, and that was my first one. And I absolutely love it. But this is the one. I love it being 3.9 ounces. I love it having a 4-inch blade. The handle's the right size. It's very comfortable. This handle's super comfortable, and it has a flipper that even when it comes disengaged, it's not going to fold back on your hand because your hand sits so far inside the choil, and the flipper's long enough where it goes up over the top of your finger. So this would have to break your finger basically before the blade would be able to come back on your hand. This is a safe knife. And this one's even safer than the liner lock because as you guys know, I think I've discussed before that I feel like the frame locks are safer than liner locks, just because of the fact that you hold the lock bar against the blade tang when you're gripping the knife. And that keeps the lock bar behind the blade tang. I know frame locks haven't done well, like in the cold steel tests, the Andrew Demko tests. They didn't do all that well. You rarely found something that could hold over 200 pounds or something like that. But that's because nobody's holding them. Now, if somebody was holding it and it had a weight hang, I think it'd be just right. Because that's the way you guys sort of do these. It's sort of like the scorpion lock. I don't think the scorpion lock would do very well unless somebody was holding it also. You know, because these knives sort of depend on people holding them in order to keep them safe. As long as you got a good grip, the lock bar is going to be behind the back blade tang, the frame lock. Absolutely love this knife. I love the not the G10, but the carbon fiber inlay. I love that. And I love how it matches the handles. It's sort of like ghost flames on a bike. You don't really see it unless you really look at it. And then when you really see it, it looks cool. This is a beautiful knife. Titanium pocket clip. And this pocket clip works on the motorcycle! It works on the motorcycle. The Artisan pocket clips, they will keep the knife in your pocket without tearing up your pants. They really grip your pocket really well. Like if you're wearing a jean pocket and the top of the jean pocket has like a lip. And this fits so tight around it. I think you can see how it would fit the lip would fit right in there, and it's hard for it to come out. It takes effort to pull it out. So I feel totally safe carrying this on my motorcycle. Just like my cold steel knives. These titanium pocket clips work really well. But the steel pocket clips for the Artisan knives, no. You will lose your knife. You will lose your knife. Because they don't grip tight enough. They just don't have enough spring pressure or spring tension or whatever. But these are awesome. And I believe you can buy these pocket clips from the Artisan website. I'm not sure if it's for this model, but I think for a couple of the other models they make titanium pocket clips that you can buy. And they're like $20 or something like that. I think that's what they were. $14 or $20, something like that. And you can buy the titanium pocket clips. And you know, as strong as they are, that might be worth it. And not that they look nice. But I didn't see any black pocket clips. I think all the ones I saw were like just a matte gray sort of color. It wasn't shiny or anything. It was just like gray titanium or something. Gray anodized titanium or whatever. But anyway, let's get down to what we're doing, huh? I'm getting all sidetracked like I always do. Yeah, but Russell from Artisan, he makes me like Artisan. As y'all know, I used to love Cold Steel because I loved their customer service and I loved just calling people and asking them questions. And they would always, be friendly and want to answer my questions and stuff like that. And, because I'd ask them stuff about their products. So when I make my videos and stuff, I'd have accurate information. And I can do that with Russell. Russell told me to call him anytime I need some information or I want to know anything about anything with the Artisan or CJRB knives. He told me to give him a call. And this is the first time I called him. I called him because of a customer service issue. And he's awesome. All I got to say is that's making me like Artisan knives. One thing that will make me like a knife company is the customer service. Is the way that they treat you when you have an issue with something or you need a repair or something or what have you. Or if you receive something that's not right, you need to send it back or you want, send it to the company instead of the retailer. Because that's what I used to always do. If I bought something from somewhere and it wasn't like, let's say from the Knife Center, I'm just using that as an example, just tossing it out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that's true or not or whatever. I'm just using that name because everybody knows it. But let's say you bought something from the Knife Center, Knife Works, or Knife Country, or any of the White Mountain Knives, whatever, any of the dealers, and it wasn't perfect. Let's say a cold steel knife. Instead of sending it back to the dealer, lots of times I would send it to Cold Steel. And the reason why I would send it to Cold Steel is because I know Cold Steel would send me back something that was perfect. Lots of times if you send something back to the dealer, they just take another something off the shelf without checking or anything, and it might be imperfect too. And so, but anyway, that's just my experience. Sometimes it's easier just to send stuff back to the manufacturer and go through the manufacturer's warranty. Because like Cold Steel, if you ever used to receive anything that had some issue to them, you just had to, either email them and they give you an RMA number and stuff like that, and you send it back to them, and then they'd send you back a perfect item within like a week or two. and their customer service, they didn't treat you like, you know, like they didn't care about you as a customer or whatever. They treated you like they really cared, you know, cared about you as being their customer and stuff like that. And that's one thing that will make me like something. You know, it could be inferior to other things, but I may choose to purchase that product just because of the way that the company treats me. Whenever I have an issue or something. I've always bought Sears tools. You know, I used to be a mechanic back in the day, and I used to buy Snap-on and Mac tools and all that kind of stuff like that. But I used to always like to buy Sears tools because that's what my father used to always buy. And whenever you had a problem with Sears tools, you just take it back to Sears, and they just, you know, give you a new one instantly without, you know, you have to hand them no receipts or anything. You just hand them the product, and they just hand you a new product and tell you, have a nice day. But, you know, that's why I used to always like Sears, because, you know, we have a Sears that's right by my house, not too far away from my house at the mall. But everything's closing now. Malls are closing, and so I don't know how that's going to work anymore. You know, so it's like times are changing, I guess. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Oh, brother, here we go. Love the Artisan RKO. And Russell, you rock, dude. You rock, dude. I will be an Artisan Cutlery and CJRB customer. I know that much. Because I'm liking that the way that the company's treating me. So, I like that. Okay, 2 models here. Here we go. The top, well, actually, they're both Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusives. These are both Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusives. The only places that you can get these at is at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They're both exclusives. One's the new exclusive and one's the old exclusive. Let's do the old exclusive first. I think it's this one because it's heavy. All right, here we go. Let's see the card. Specifications card. You guys all know about this stuff by now. If you've been watching my videos, watching the Artisan Cutlery knives. Artisan Cutlery specifications. Model 1702 BR. BR means brass. Blade steel D2. Blade hardness 5860 HRC. Handle material brass. Structure ceramic ball bearing liner lock. Process CNC machine. Yes, the care and maintenance. Comes a nice Artisan pouch. Artisan Cutlery has a lot of class. A lot of class. Oh, and new information I learned from Russell. The Artisan Cutlery knives, they're not sharpened or put together by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They're done by Artisan Cutlery. And they pull people from the factory line to put these together for them whenever they get like an exclusive. So it's like, I guess they got their best people that put these things together. That's probably the reason why they're always sharper. Because it's not Smoky Mountain Knife Works sharpening them. Let's put this one out the way. It's Artisan Cutlery. Ooh, perfectly centered. Every knife I've gotten from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, this Artisan Cutlery knife, has been perfect. Perfect! Look at that. Look at the backspacer. He's using a big old thick brass black backspacer. It's actually a very beautiful knife. And it looks like it's got the thick stainless steel liners, like the ones that are like 1.7. Beautiful. It's a thick blade. And it's heavy. This is a heavy one. This is not a lightweight. So you got thick stainless steel liners. Looks like a fairly thick stainless steel leaf spring. You got an inset pocket clip with flat screws. Beautiful deep carry pocket clip. You got a brass backspacer. It's a beautifully constructed knife. T8 with the Artisan pivot on this side. The pocket screw cover. So it's right or left hand carry. Tip up carry. Here we go. And ceramic ball bearings. This is a ceramic ball bearing knife. It should be a 4-inch blade. It should be a 9-inch knife. 5 and 4. Here we go. Oh, it's nice. Look at that blade. That reminds me of the cold steel balisong blade. I mean, the cold steel wrong style blade for the new Voyager. That's a very useful looking blade. It sort of reminds me of the Formax too. The shape of the blade, that's what I'm talking about. It actually feels heavy like a Formax. It feels like it probably weighs the same. I probably should have pulled a Formax out. This is a beautifully made knife. Look at the way this is constructed. Is that beautiful or what? You know how much this knife costs? How much do you think this knife costs? It was $37. I think it was $37. Let me see if I'm telling you guys the right information here. I know it was hella cheap. Yep, $37.77. The other one that we're going to look at was $59.99. $37.77. Wow. Look at that. Look all this what you're getting for $37. And it's been on the what do you call it, the show side as lightning holes in it in the stainless steel liner. This is a beautiful knife. It's just heavy as hell. It's a heavy knife. It's not no joke. Oh, look at that! Look how smooth that is. Did you all see that? Look at that. This is the smoothest knife I have. I don't have any knife that'll do that. And the blade is super tight. No up and down, no side to side or nothing. And lock up. What would y'all call that? It looks like good lockup to me. See if you can see it from this angle. I'm digging this one, people. This is a D2 blade. But anyway, let's get into the specs. Let's open up this one first. I'm amazed with this one. This is one beautiful knife. I wasn't expecting it to be this beautiful. Oh man, the grip on it too. This feels like an Andrew Demko knife. That's what it feels like to me. This feels like an old style cold steel knife with brass handles or something. This is a beautiful knife. I mean, it's built like a tank. This knife will last probably forever. Well, it lasts as long as the leaf spring lasts, from the liner lock. It'd been really cool if they'd have had a liner lock with a a hardened steel insert. So if it wears out, then you can replace the hardened steel insert in the liner lock. Because I sort of like liner locks a lot too, because when you open them and close them, you don't have to deal with the lock bar on this side. Because lots of times on a frame lock, if you touch the lock bar as you're trying to open it, it won't open. Because you're depressing against the detent, against the blade tang, and it keeps it from moving. But with a liner lock, you're not touching the lock bar, so it's real easy to just open it. All you have to do is just depress the flipper. But with this kind of lock, with this kind of lock, I think it's best, like if they do, like if people stop, if the manufacturers start adopting what cold steel's doing, they're putting in a liner lock on the side right here, so you can lock it so the liner lock can't come unlocked. I think that's the way to go with the liner lock. I don't know if that's patented or if other people can use it or not. But I do like that. I do like that feature that Cold Steel is using on their liner locks, where they have a lock that keeps the liner lock from folding back in and becoming unlocked or disengaged. This is a beautiful knife, though. This is a really. The fitment of it is all perfect. It looks like a very, very expensive knife. I know it's not. It's just D2. D2, so it's not super expensive steel or anything. But the way this handle is made, it's beautiful. There's no rough areas or anything. It's perfect. It's a beautiful knife, and it feels good in the hand. It's one of those knives that feels really good. It feels like you can do a lot of heavy-duty cutting chores, and there's no hot spots or anything, and the grip on this is perfect. Your hand's not going to slide forward. The only thing that would keep me from wanting to carry this all the time is the weight. It feels like it weighs like 9 ounces, which is a lot for a 4-inch blade. But anyway, it's like you get into like the what do you call it, the Cold Steel 4max weight category. Let's read the spec card first. Here we go. Model 1702M. Blade steel. AR RPM 9. Yes, this is the new one. This is the brand new one, hot off the mint. Okay, here we go. Blade hardness 59 to 61 HRC. Handle material micarta. Structure ceramic ball. Ceramic ball bearing liner lock. Process CNC machine. Got the same pouch. This is Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. The only place that you can get this one is at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I would say this one has a G10 backspacer because it doesn't feel cold to the touch. It just sort of feels like it's either G10 or aluminum, one or the other. I would say it's probably, it could be micarta too though. It could be, blackened micarta or G10 or something like that. The knife feels fairly light. This one feels nice. I love the way the hardware is all blacked out. Perfectly centered. This one's stainless steel. It's a new powdered stainless steel from Artisan. AR RPM 9. Oh man, it's beautiful. The handle's pretty much the same. It's been lightened up on the inner liner. The stainless steel liner has been lightened up. It's got holes in it, about like 4 or 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. They run along this side right here. And these micarta scales are beautiful. They're contoured. Oh man, this is a nice knife. Nice knife. Look at that blade. And that's powdered steel. Stainless steel, RPM 9. Supposed to have the stainless steel resistance of the 14C28N or something like that. The Swedish Sandvik steel. And had the edge retention of D2. One thing that Russell said about this one, about the steel, The AR RPM 9, that's really good about it. It's easy to sharpen to a razor's edge. It will get to a razor sharp edge, and it will hold it fairly well. So it's a very high performing budget steel. That's the way I would. It may perform better in certain areas than other steels, because he says it doesn't chip. He says when it gets damaged, it will roll before it does anything like chipping. So it's easy to repair. And he said that you can pretty much sharpen it with just a strop and stropping compound. And it tends to work better with ceramic stones instead of diamond stones. You don't need diamond stones on it. So it sounds like an awesome steel for a working knife. For a knife that you actually use a lot and you need to resharpen it, and it'll be easy to resharpen. This one's going in my drawer. I love the way this feels on my hand. I love this one, but this one feels better because it's light. It's not heavy. And I like all the blacked out hardware. Y'all know me. And this one's safe. This is a safe knife. Oh yeah, see the way it comes on top of my finger. So in order for it to close, it would have to break my finger. It had to break the bone in my finger. So I would feel safe with this one. In its center. These are so smooth. Look at that. Sounds dry though. Sounds like I could use a little bit of oil because I hear like a little squeaky noise. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Gotta get past the detent. Once you get past the detent, it just drops. It's a beautiful knife. It's got the nice pocket clip with the flat screws. So it's a very nice deep carry pocket clip. But these kind of pocket clips that Artisan has, I do like them. But they're not for motorcycles. They're not strong enough to be a motorcycle pocket clip. So I wouldn't recommend you get on a motorcycle and think that this pocket clip might, because you might end up losing your knife while you're on the road. But the titanium pocket clips from Artisan, those are strong enough. But the metal ones, I wouldn't trust them like that. I absolutely love this knife. Uh-oh. 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 I'm going to have to get the titanium one. Y'all know how I do it. I think I like this one now. Because I looked at the titanium ones. They're not making any titanium ones that look as nice as this one. This is a beautiful knife. It looks like it'd be a great knife for work. Be an awesome knife for, like for you. I don't care what kind of work you're doing. Or if you're hunting, it'd be a great knife for a hunting knife too. A folding hunting knife. Let's see how sharp they are. These are all factory edges. They haven't been touched up. This is the AR RPM 9. The entire edge is sharp. Entire edge from tip to from choil to tip. This one's sharper. Oh man. Oh, these knives are so sharp. Artisan sharpens these, not Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It's just that the ones that are exclusives, Russell told me that they put their best people on at the factory to put them together and to sharpen them and all that kind of stuff. That's the reason why these are always sharper. Look at that. I'm showing you that I'm going from tip to back down to choil. These are super sharp. All I got to say is if you want to get a Artisan cutlery knife, get one of the Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive ones. You know, if you just want to get the liner lot. If you want to get the budget versions. The best budget versions are the Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusives. That's my opinion. Because every one that I've gotten from Smoky Mountain Knife Works is not only perfect, I mean, I'm talking about the blades, the grinds, they're absolutely flawless. I can tell this one's a thicker blade stock than this one though. And that's how all the new RPM 9 ones are, as opposed to the old D2 ones. The old D2 ones, it looks like they had the thicker blade stocks. It looks like they went to thinner blade stocks. Probably to help lighten up the knives too. Let's see how thick the blade stocks are, huh? Now that we're talking about them. These knives are beautiful. Oops. .2. Yep, 3.2. That you guys see. Almost 3.3. The D2 version, .8. These are awesome. This one's got the new powdered stainless steel. This one's got the old D2 steel. And Russell told me that even though that the D2 steel that they use, because it's manufactured in China at the plant with the same manufacturer that makes their RPM 9 steel also. He said that what he told me is that it does have a little bit more chromium in like the German D2. But he said it doesn't make it more rust resistant though. So I don't understand all the the metallurgy stuff, so I can't really comment on that. But it seems like chromium would make it more rust resistant, but he said no, it doesn't. So I'm gonna believe what Russell says because he knows what he's talking about, and he is an awesome person for information. Awesome person. I learned a lot from him. Just the little bit that we talked. I don't know, it was like about an hour or so that we talked. 5 inches for the handle, 4 inches for the blade, 9-inch knife. Yep, 9-inch knife. Same for this one. Yep, 9-inch knife. Brass, micarta. Both have stainless steel liners. This one's all blacked out. All the hardware's all blacked out. I'm assuming with PVD, because that's what Artisan tends to use on their CJRBs and the Artisan knives. They use for their coatings. They use PVD coatings, which are really good coatings. I am impressed with these. Both of these are beautiful. I will be getting the titanium version, and they have one that has a satin finish handle. I think I'm gonna get that one. Because you guys like, I like my polished handles or whatever. But if they have a satin finish handle, it probably wouldn't take too much more to make it look like glass. I mean, look like a mirror. But anyway, I think I'll get that one. I absolutely love these. All right. My Archeo's got some competition. The Archeo's got some competition. These feel like this feels like more like what I'm used to, like cold steel knives. You know, like the Recons and all those. Let's compare them to some of those old style knives that I've been having for a while. Let me see what we're going to bring out first. Let's bring out a Cold Steel Talwar. Compare it size-wise. That's my Oz 8 Talwar, the one that I carry all the time on the motorcycle. It's also my first Talwar that I ever bought. And it's the one that I carry the most. Out of all the Talwars I've ever had, that one's been carried the most. And a lot of people say, well, how come your pocket clips don't get all torn up and stuff like that? It's because I wear them in my pocket with nothing else in my pocket. And lots of times I don't even like to have the motorcycle chain on for my wallet hang on it. You know, so lots of times I will take that off too. Next one up. Let's go with this one. 8015. About the same size. Nice heavy duty knife. All these are heavy duty knives. That's what I'm showing you is like my heavy duty knives that are in my drawer right now. Spyderco Amalgam. What we got next? Brian Ty and Friends. Tonto. How are we going to do this? We're going to do this. We can move this out the way. Tonto. How about a Hogue? My Harley Davidson Hogue X5. Okay, now I guess we can bring back the linchpin. CRKT Flavio and Kuma linchpin with the deadbolt lock. That's the next strongest lock after the triad. It's the deadbolt. Here we go. And last but not least, the blowback. These are knives I think of, not this one though. This one needs to get out there because this one's a lightweight knife. But these are what I would call, like, you know, have big thick blades. Be better for doing heavier duty chores, cutting chores. That's what I think these would be good for. Let's see how much this weighs. And these are like my favorite size to actually carry. It's like a 4-inch blade, 5-inch handle, right around there somewhere, right around 9 inches. My heavy duty liner lock, 9.4 ounces. 9.4 ounces for the Tradition brass, Smoky Mountain Knife Works brass Tradition, 9.4 ounces. 9.5 ounces. Damn, that's heavy. What do I think the next heaviest one would be? Let's see what this one weighs. 8015. 6.2. 6.2. Okay, let's see what this one weighs. The Seismic. 6.2. Tie. But we'll put the Seismic first because it has a little bit longer blade. 8015. I'm putting them in the order that they weigh. I think next might be this one. Brian Ty and Friends. 5.9. 5.9. I think that's the next one. 5.9. Brian Ty and Friends. Alright, next one's got to be the Hogue. It's got to be the Hogue. Let's see. 5.6. 5.6. Okay. Next up, I'm going to say the Blowback. No, next up is the Talwar, because this is 4.9, I think. 4.9. Yep, 4.9. So that one goes next. This one's a 4.8. 4.8. Okay, and I can't remember what the amalgam is. I don't know, this one might be heavier. Let's see. Oh, it's heavier than these two. It's 5.5 ounces. So these two, it goes in here actually, right there. And this one, let's see what this one weighs. 4.4. I knew the Spyderco was going to be the lightest one. Alright, people. Heaviest to the lightest. These are all the ones that are in my rotation drawers right now. And now I have 2 drawers for rotation drawers. I have one just pretty much just for all cold steel knives, because they're all the bigger knives pretty much. No, most of them that I have in my rotation drawer are the big knives. And then I have the other drawer with all my other brands, and that's where all these other ones are in, other than the cold steel ones. But anyway, that's about it for today. We got the weight, the length, the thickness, and just a good old discussion. I absolutely love this one. I would highly recommend this one. It's going to be one of my favorites. I like the handle. I like the way it looks. And that micarta handle is beautiful. And this will be a good one to carry because it won't be flashy in the pocket. And that blade looks super useful. It looks like it'd be good for all sorts of cutting chores. It's like a real high flat ground blade. But it gets saber, it has a flat up the top for strength. 3.2 millimeters, almost 3.3. So it's not as thick as the old brass one. The old brass one's almost 4 millimeters. It's 3.8 millimeters, but it's just as smooth, and it's lightweight. This one's a lot more. 5.5 ounces is a comfortable weight to carry. It actually feels like it weighs lighter than that, though. Let me weigh it again. Feels like more like a 4-ounce knife. Nope, 5.5. That's what it weighs. Awesome knife. Well, that's them. And this one's beautiful too because I just like the way it's made, the way it's put together. And I do like thick blades for, heavy duty knives. And this is a heavy duty liner lock. I would call this a very heavy duty liner lock. One measurement we didn't take measurement of was the actual liner. Let's see how thick the liner is. Go back to 0 again. Okay. .76. Yeah. 1.61. I'd say it's like, it's in between that. It's a thick liner. Let's see the part where the blade tang is. It's 1.60. That's pretty thick. Most liner locks, the liners are like 1.2 millimeters to like about 1.4, 1.5 millimeters. This one's almost 1.7, and at the part where the blade tang meets the leaf spring, it's 1.6. So that's a thick liner lock. For example, I'll show you what the difference is here. We'll look at the thickness of the liner lock for the Spyderco. 1.22, 1.20, 1.23. The part where it meets the 1.42. So it thickens up right there. So it goes thicker right here. Oh, wait a minute, no, maybe that's just because of the shape, the angle. It's got like a little bend right there, the way it's made. Let me see. .3. Okay, I'd say it's maybe 1.3 thick, 1.3 millimeter. But that's the difference. This is almost 1.7 millimeter. This is 1.3 millimeter for the liner lock thickness. Now I'm calling this a compress. I know it's a compression lock, but a compression lock to me is like an upside down liner lock, and it basically works the sort of same way. It has a leaf spring, and that's what I'm measuring is the leaf spring thickness. And this is a very expensive knife and highly sought after, the amalgam. And it has a 1.3 millimeter leaf spring. Artisan's a new kid on the block. Oh, we didn't measure, see what the other one is, huh? Let's see what the new one is. Let's see what the new one's saying. I'm getting 1.6. 1.62. So it's the same. It's the same thickness. It's about the same. Alright, people. I still love this one though. I like this one because it's lightweight and easy to carry. You forget that's in your pocket. It only weighs 3.9 ounces, I think it is. Let me make sure. I always like to know I'm giving people good information. Yep, 3.9 ounces. I've been carrying this to work just about every day. It's one of my favorite knives to carry because the blade is super useful at work for food preps, cutting up food and stuff like that. I also think it's a great tool for self-defense if need be. It's a beautiful knife, and it doesn't really profile in your pocket or anything like that. It's a beautiful knife. But I also love this one. Now this one's a totally different type of knife. This one's more like a knife that you actually use for heavy-duty cutting chores or a lot of different cutting chores. That's why the way that the handle's made. It's made to be to be a worker, and that's like a working blade too. It'd be good for hunting, fishing, cutting chores. Probably light camp duty type stuff, food prep. It's pretty much an all-around, jack of all trades type blade. And with the AR RPM 9, this would be a great knife for field service too, because it'd be easy to resharpen out in the field if need be. Awesome knife. Awesome knife. $59. $69. It's actually $60. $59.99. Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. You're getting micarta scales. These are. I think I heard that Artisan. I should ask Russell this. If Artisan, I heard that Artisan uses American micarta. Like Cold Steel used to use American G10. So this is really nice micarta. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like what you get on a very high-end knife. And the way they blackened this all out with PVD, and they lightened up the liners. It's a beautiful knife. It's a beautiful knife. 3.2 millimeter. Very useful. I think it's beautiful. And it's smooth. Ceramic ball bearings. Smooth. Alright, people. That's about it for this. Artisan rocks. I'm starting to really like Artisan cutlery. I like a lot of different. I'm not a brand loyal type person. I like knives from all over the world. I don't care what country they come from. If they're making a really nice product, I will probably like it. That's just the way I am. I don't judge people. I don't, spend all my time trying to judge people, whether they're fit, where I think they're good or bad or whatever. I don't do all that. If I just see somebody that's doing the right thing, making good products and stuff like that, that's what I go by. I don't go by the country's politics, and I don't get in all that. I know a lot of people are talking about China's going to go to war with the United States and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I get tired of people wanting to go to war all the time. I mean, going to war to me is like for dummies. That means that you're not smart enough to sit down and have a talk and have a conversation with somebody and figure out a solution to y'all's problems. Don't learn how to compromise on shit. Excuse my French, but and just get your stuff together. You know, that's what's wrong with our government. That nobody compromises, nobody can talk to each other. Everybody's like, it's my way or the highway. You know, that's why nothing ever gets done in our country. I started getting kind of old. But anyway, I'm gonna get off the subject. I don't want to start talking about politics and stuff, things that annoy me. But absolutely love the Artisans. That's all I got to say is I really love the Artisans. I really love the CJRBs. I think there's some awesome folders. And for those of you that want to hate on them because it's a Chinese, you know, company, let me tell you what Russell told me. He told me for the artisan knives, that lots of them are designed by American designers. And number two, the ones that aren't are designed by Artisan in California. Just sort of like Cold Steel used to do. They design the knives here, and then they send them over to their manufacturer in China. And they have them manufacture. The manufacturer manufactures them, and then they send over the initial ones to see if they, and then the people here approve of it, or they don't approve of it. Whereas CJRB is basically those designs and stuff like that. Those are all coming from China. Yes, the Artisan Cutlery is based in China, but the we call it one of the big owners lives here in California of Artisan Cutlery. And I'm assuming I'm not sure. I didn't ask if that's who Russell works for, but I'm assuming that's who Russell's working for, because he's in California also. And talking about a super cool person that's easy to talk to. But anyway, I'm probably talking too much. I'm just going on and on and on. Love my Artisans. Peace out. Stiletto.